Today's episode is brought to you by Bush's Fresh Food Market. Calling all foodies, Bush's is hiring. Are you passionate about food, looking for growth, development, and excellent wages? Come grow with Bush's and apply online at bushes.com/join our team. That's Bush's, BUSCHS.com/join our team.
From the Detroit Free Press, I'm Kayla Cockrell with today's Free Press Voice Briefing. It's Monday, December 5th, 2022. Dan Gilbert's real estate firm this week bought a recently closed boutique hotel on Detroit's East Riverfront, near other buildings the firm recently purchased. The 109-room Roberts Riverwalk Hotel, 1000 River Place Drive, once known as the Omni Detroit Hotel at River Place, was sold Thursday to Bedrock for an undisclosed price, according to Damon Jordan of the Swearing Gum Group, the principal broker for the seller. The seller, Michael V. Roberts, had owned the hotel since 2010 and added on a banquet center. He ultimately put the 112,000 square foot property up for sale 2 years ago with a $26 million asking price. The hotel was open for business all last summer, Jordan said, although it has since closed. Bedrock's future plans for the hotel were not immediately clear Friday, although one of its executives told Crain's Detroit that the hotel purchase further emphasizes our investment in the redevelopment of Detroit's East Riverfront. In other news, electric Amazon delivery vans are undergoing final testing on public roads. The blue-gray vans are doing simulated work shifts, according to sources with knowledge of the program. They spend 8 hours or more driving through neighborhoods and major roads, stopping perhaps 200 times a night to simulate deliveries. The drivers even get out and walk away to make sure the van's proximity sensors recognize their departure and activate security systems to protect the cargo a vehicle in regular service would carry. They stop and charge at public high-voltage DC chargers about once a shift. That's the only part of the routine that doesn't mirror the van's expected work cycles. The test vans rolling around Detroit are carrying precise data-gathering equipment, not delivering Amazon's plethora of goods. The vans are painted blue-gray, recognizable by white running lights and the lack of an exhaust pipe. They also bear Amazon's familiar stylized smile.
My name is Adrienne Roberts, and I'm a reporter for the Detroit Free Press. About a mile down a winding dirt road in Prescott, Michigan, which is near West Branch, lies an unremarkable farm that's owned by one of the most visible and predominant cannabis companies in the state, Lume. This Troy-based company is making a big bet on this farm. And that's because it's cheaper to grow cannabis outdoors compared with the cost of growing plants indoors, which comes with expenses such as lights, dehumidifiers, and other equipment needed to mimic a perfect outdoor growing environment. And then much of this outdoor grown cannabis can then be used to meet the increasing consumer demand for biomass. That's the remaining leaves, stalk, and stems on a cannabis plant that's used in products such as a live resin vape cartridge. But Michigan's often unpredictable weather can make growing cannabis difficult. This outdoor harvest also only happens once a year, and it's known as Croptober in the industry, compared with the several times per year marijuana can be harvested indoors. Now, this year's harvest marks a critical juncture for both Lume and Michigan's nearly 3-year-old recreational industry. Prices for marijuana have rapidly declined, and some companies can't stay in business because of this. And Lume executives, they don't think this is a temporary blip, and they're betting prices will drop even further.
I'm Andrew Hammond for the Free Press Sports Department. With Michigan's 43-22 victory over Purdue in the Big Ten title game, Michigan wins outright Big Ten titles for the first time in 30 seasons. What is their reward? Back-to-back appearances in the college football playoff. The news was official yesterday as Michigan finished second in the final CFP rankings. Joining the Wolverines in college football's Final Four will be number 3 TCU. Those two teams will be matched up in the Fiesta Bowl on New Year's Eve. Kickoff is scheduled after 4 p.m. In the other semifinal, it will be number 1 Georgia facing number 4 Ohio State in the Peach Bowl later that night. The winners of those two games will face off in the College Football Playoff National Championship on January 9th in Inglewood, California. So yes, there is a possibility that a Michigan-Ohio State rematch will be played on the biggest stage in college football. In pro football news, the Detroit Lions blasted the Jacksonville Jaguars 40-14. The Lions have now won 3 out of their last 4 games. Next Sunday, they host the NFC North leading Minnesota Vikings at 1 p.m. inside Ford Field.
For more stories from the Detroit Free Press, be sure to check out freep.com. That's FREEP.com.